Hi, this is Ali with ASEC. Just wanted to bring you guys up to date a little bit on some of the new updates we've been making to the load tree generator based on some of the feedback that we received at the last meeting. And one of the things that came up was the ability to group loads across multiple structures. So we went ahead and implemented a solution which utilizes the automatic and manual structure groups defined in PLS-CAD. Now the load tree generator will it can take these structure groups that have been defined in the model, find all the loads for each of these structures, and envelope the maximum loads at each attachment point across a group of structures. Now I'm going to start off showing the output, and then we're going to go through the steps starting from PLS-CAD back through the load tree generator and then back out to the output. So here we can see, instead of a separate tab for each structure, we have a separate tab for each structure group. So if we look at HAS DE, this load tree is the load tree, the governing load tree for all these structures that have dead-end attachment sets. So at set 1 phase 1, this value 2650 is the governing value across all of these structures listed in this column here. Now for the transverse, longitudinal, vertical, as well as the horizontal tensions ahead and back, we provide the structure which that maximum value came from in this table here on the right. So for each group, again, this information is a load tree is generated for each group. There are some groups that are automatically defined from PLS-CAD, and there are also some, such as these ones, which are manually assigned. And again, you can see the loads are enveloped across all the structures in this group, and you can see which structures provide the maximum loading at each attachment point. So we'll go ahead and check out the PLS-CAD model, and I'll show you sort of how to set these groups up and how simple it can be to add in certain rules. So let's open back up that window that I just closed down. Go to Criteria, Structure Loads, Structure Groups. And here you have a list of all the groups defined in the model. Now there's a default set up at the top that are usually included in your model. In this model, we have some additional manually assigned groups. We're going to go and add a new group here just to show some of the features in PLS-CAD's automatic grouping. So let's call this Auto Group 1. We're going to go into the automatic assignment, and here we have a dialog with different rules that we can apply to this automatic group. So we can specify a range of angles here. So let's say we want to find all the structures with line angle between 0 and 5 degrees. We can say also here for the attachment type, we can define if it's a dead end or just a tangent. So let's say we want to find all the structures with dead end attachment sets with a line angle of 0 to 5 degrees. There's some other definitions here, such as the structure range, so you can the station range, so you can specify a that range there. Structure height, structure base elevation, and then this is also useful, a dependency basically on another group. So if one structure is in a certain group, you can exclude or include that structure in this new group that you're defining. So we'll just keep it simple with these two rules here. Click OK. And we can see here there are actually 10 structures that were selected from that automatic group membership. So we're just going to go ahead, click OK, and re-export the XML. Make sure to click yes for the complete export. And once the XML has finished exporting, we can then open back up the load tree generator. As you can see too, we've updated the interface to make it a little more user-friendly. So we're going to go locate the XML file that we just created. It's auto group 1. Load that. And you can see yes, the information was populated. Over here on the left we have some additional controls. The merging controls are still there, but we also have this enveloping control set as well as a load adjustment control set. In addition to, we added a report setting option here. So for the report settings, let's turn off the site-specific load trees and just export the grouped load trees. The loading adjustment, let's just keep that with a multiplier of 1, and we'll round all the values to the nearest 20 pounds. As you can see here, the values are all rounded. Let me jump back here. You can also define the sag tension cable condition. We're going to just stick with the initial condition horizontal tension for now. And we'll also allow enveloping to occur. When you toggle this option, it will envelope over all the phases for a given set. So set 1, phases 1, 2, and 3 will all be enveloped, and the maximum value will be reported. In addition, you can also define additional sets to envelope. So if for this example, for this structure here, let's say that we want to envelope the loads over sets 11, 12, and 13. So we can come in here, define those sets, separate them by a comma, and then once the program updates, we can go in and check and see that, okay, the loads for sets 11, 12, and 13 are all enveloped together. This table here provides the ability to exclude certain phases from the enveloping process. This is useful for broken wire cases and is as simple as defining the phase that you would like to exclude. So let's say for the 60-degree load case, we don't want set 11 phase 1 to be included in that enveloping. So we can go ahead and define that and then come back and see that the For the 60-degree load case, we can see the longitudinal load is not enveloped with the longitudinal load of the remaining sets. Now we'll go ahead here and export the load tree. As you can see, the same structure group tabs are still present. We're going to scroll all the way to the end to take a look at the auto group that we created. First thing I'm going to do is check the groups in the structure. In PLS-CAD, we saw that there were 10 structures in the group, and we can verify that 10 structures were indeed in that group. The loads at each of the attachment points, the longitudinal, transverse, vertical, horizontal tensions ahead and back, are all now going to be reported as the governing load across all the structures within this structure group. And the governing structure is reported here for each load. And that concludes this quick little demo. We hope that this is sort of along the lines of what you're looking for, and look forward to continuing to develop this solution for you and your team, and hope that we can come up with something that's really going to help you guys out. Thanks again, and looking forward to the next steps in this project. Thanks.